Ang alam ko ay meron talaga tayong issues ng availability.
Now,
no?
can we use methimazole during pregnancy?
Bawal ba talaga ang methimazole kapag ikaw ay may thyroid storm?
Kung ikaw ay merong adverse drug reaction or allergy sa methimazole and you don't have PTU just like now,
What can you do?
Welcome to Thyroid Today, your go-to podcast for anything and everything about thyroid. In this podcast, we will put the thyroid into the spotlight. Pag-uusapan po natin ang mga pressing issues and interesting topics all about thyroid health. Ang ating first guest po ay ang President of the Philippine College of Physicians and ang aming past President sa Philippine College of Endocrinology, Diabetes and Metabolism and the Philippine Thyroid Association. So please welcome Dr. Nemencio Nicodemus Jr. Hi, Doc Nemi. Magandang araw po.
Magandang araw na yan, and I'm so happy to be your guest for your first podcast.
And first of all, congratulations po, Doc Nemi. Kaka-induct lang po ni Doc Nemi as a fellow of the American College of Physicians. So congratulations po, Doc.
Maraming salamat, Nen.
And as we mentioned a while ago, pag-uusapan po natin, Doc Nemi, sa mga interesting issues and topics about thyroid. And I think, isang important topic na experience natin ngayon would be yung kakulangan ng PTU, the unavailability of PTU.
Yeah, ang alam ko ay meron talaga tayong issues ng availability, no? Yung supply issue dito sa ating bansa ang isa sa major concern natin. Alam naman natin na there are certain conditions na talagang PTU yung ating ipe-prefer over the other antithyroid drug, which is methimazole. Pero for now, talagang because of the limited issues and supplies ng gamot na ito sa atin, unfortunately, sometimes we need to resort to other antithyroid drugs for the management of our patients with hyperthyroidism.
First line pa rin naman natin, methimazole as an antithyroid drug. Pero sabi mga doc, may mga instances na PTU is being preferred over methimazole. And let's talk about those things lang po, doc. For example, doc, number 1, sa mga buntis, doc, na first trimester, ito yung isa sa mga instances na ginagamit natin or preferred natin ang PTU over methimazole.
Bakit nga ba natin piniprefer ang PTU
Yes.
over methimazole kapag kabuntis? Kasi yung data natin dyan ay mainly on the congenital malformation. Alam naman natin na ang PTU, kung ikukumpara natin sa methimazole, is associated with a lower risk of congenital malformation. In fact, kung atin titignan yung ating mga studies like yung meta-analysis na na-publish lang recently, the use of PTU in the first trimester of pregnancy is associated with the 20% lower risk of congenital malformation. Kaya mas gusto natin gamitin ang PTU over methimazole, especially during the first trimester wherein organogenesis talaga yung main concern ng growing fetus. Does that mean hindi na tayong pwedeng gumamit ng methimazole, especially now na meron tayong limited supply of PTU? Hindi naman. Yun nga lamang, syempre dahil mas gusto natin yung safer alternative, mas gusto pa rin natin gamitin ng PTU during the first trimester of pregnancy. Having said that now, can we use methimazole during pregnancy? The answer is still yes. Pwede naman. Kaya lang we have to, of course, educate our patients and monitor them more frequently. Which means kapag wala tayong maibigay na PTU, talagang mas madalas mo silang i-refer sa kanilang perinatologist for follow-up. But of course, once PTU is available, dapat sana i-shift na natin kaagad sila sa PTU during the first trimester of pregnancy.
So yung main concern, doc, is yung methimazole embryopathy, doc, no?
Correct.
Mga choanal, atresia, omphalocele. And according din sa mga studies, doc, na safer lang po siya, pero it does not mean na zero yung embryopathy with PTU.
Right.
They found out na lesser lang po yung mga, kumbaga yung severity of the embryopathies and yung incidence, yung prevalence is mas mababa lang. Tama po ba?
Tama na.
So pwede naman pala, kung wala talaga tayong magamit, pwede naman natin ang methimazole. Pero there are instances, doc, di ba, na mababa naman yung doses nila. Halimbawa, methimazole 5 mg, nagbuntis, di ba? So, in these instances, di ba, sometimes pwede nating itigil pansamantala and observe.
Di ba alam naman natin that if there is one condition na apparently mas gumaganda yung control kapag
Ah.
ka nabubuntis ang isang babae ay ang hyperthyroidism. In fact, there may be instances wherein a pregnant woman will not need any
Yes.
antithyroid drug because pregnancy in itself can control relatively the hyperthyroidism. So having said that, if the woman has mild hyperthyroidism bago siya nagbuntis at saka low dose na lang yung kanyang antithyroid drug, then there might even be an opportunity for us to remove the drug altogether kapag buntis na yung ating pasyente. Kaya naman tama ka kanina, if their maintenance dose is just 5 milligrams or even less, you may not even need to put them on PTU during the first trimester of pregnancy.
Yes, and we don't want over-treatment, Doc, di ba?
Exactly,
Sa mga
because
pregnant.
alam natin, di ba, that especially during the first trimester, it's the brain development that
Yes.
really is very much dependent on iodine and the thyroid hormone of the mother. And if we actually give them antithyroid drugs na which will lower the mother's thyroid hormone levels to very low levels, alam natin yung napupunta sa fetus is much lower.
Yes.
So ayaw natin dumating do sa point na relatively hypothyroid na
Hypothyroid,
doon
yes.
sa fetal circulation, which may adversely affect the growing fetus.
Mas worrisome sa fetus actually, Doc, diba? Yung hypothyroidism.
True, more than the mother.
Yes,
It's really the fetus that we're more concerned with.
Kaya we are not too aggressive, di ba, Doc, sa treatment of hyperthyroidism, especially in the first trimester. So kapag lower doses, we can try to discontinue and then we monitor na lang po. Instance number 2, Doc. How about, Doc, sa patients with thyroid storm? Isa sa mga characteristic na patients na ginagamitan ng PTU would be those with thyroid storm. And this is primarily because of the inhibition of the peripheral conversion of T4 to T3. Paano ngayon, Doc, na we don't have PTU, we are managing patients with thyroid storm?
Alam mo, medyo yan yung isang issue about the management of hyperthyroidism na medyo kaunti ang ating options actually, Nen, at hindi masyadong napag-aaralan. Pero the good thing in the more recent years is that we were able to come up with other alternative antithyroid drugs that may be given among patients with thyroid storm. Unang-una din dyan, ang tanong ba, bawal ba talaga ang methimazole kapag ikaw
Yes.
ay may thyroid storm? Ang short answer doon, no, you can still give methimazole in patients with thyroid storm. It's just that we prefer PTU over methimazole because of that added property ng inhibition of peripheral conversion of T4 to T3. But that doesn't mean that you cannot give methimazole in patients with thyroid storm.
Yes.
So that's to settle that issue na hindi lamang PTU ang pwedeng ibigay kapag ka-thyroid storm, pwede rin ang methimazole.
Kasi may thinking na, thyroid storm, the patient should be on PTU, di ba, Doc?
Only, di ba?
Only.
Oo.
So shift, dapat PTU, di ba, Doc?
Correct, oo. Pero nga, ngayon na meron tayong shortage ng PTU, can you still give methimazole? Yes, definitely. You can still give methimazole for patients with thyroid storm. Now, if ever contraindicated din ang methimazole sa mga pasyente natin, especially those na meron talagang agranulocytosis na alam naman natin can occur both equally in PTU and methimazole, then you have yung ating mga drugs like lithium that have already been used in some studies and have been found to be also effective in controlling hyperthyroidism and might be given for patients on thyroid storm. But then again, it's not our first drug of choice kung tutuusin, and we have to watch out for toxicity because of the lithium use.
Pero kung walang-wala, di ba, Doc, we can use naman.
Yes.
And let me circle back lang dun some statement mo, Doc, on the use of methimazole in thyroid storm. There is another recommendation from the Japan Thyroid Association wherein they state naman na, yes, pwede naman, Doc, equal for first line ang PTU and methimazole. In fact, they would prefer methimazole because they found out na not significant naman yung conversion ng yung T3, yung role ng T3 sa thyroid storm. And they found out na mas mabilis bumaba yung hormone levels with methimazole more than PTU. So, yes, we have an option naman po to give methimazole for patients in thyroid storm, di ba, Doc? So, settle na rin natin, Doc. Issue number 2. How about, Doc, may mga patients po tayo, Doc, na allergic po sa methimazole. So what should we do, Doc?
Okay. Again, ang issue dito, kapag ka ba ikaw ay may allergy sa methimazole, does that mean wala kang allergy sa PTU? We know na may cross-reactivity na nangyayari, di ba? And therefore, it doesn't mean na completely safe ka na kapag ka ikaw ay merong allergy sa methimazole at nag-PTU ka, okay ka na. Again, that's not completely true, no? So which means there's still that possibility for you to also have that cross-reactivity and allergy. Now, having said that now, kung ikaw ay merong adverse drug reaction or allergy sa methimazole and you don't have PTU just like now, what can you do? Of course, this is where our knowledge of yung dose dependency of certain
Yes.
complications and even reactions are very important. We know that particularly for methimazole, the higher the doses that you actually use, the higher the risk of the adverse events. In fact, there are studies showing now that if you actually use methimazole doses less than 30 milligrams per day, the rates of adverse events are significantly lower. Sa akin nga, sa totoo lang, 30 milligram, ang taas na nga nung dose
Yes,
na yun,
okay, Doc,
di ba,
man,
Nen? Most of us
sa mga
would
patients
actually
natin, usually 20,
yes,
okay
20
na, Doc.
na nga, upper limit mo
Oo.
na nga yun eh. So sa akin, the recommendation there is in the absence of PTU, if your patients have potential adverse reactions or allergy to methimazole, use the lowest effective dose as possible. So if your patients can just start on 5 milligrams per day, kung kayang max na lang ng 10, then do so. Now, another alternative, although this might not be really something which will definitely lower the risk of adverse reaction, would be to use carbimazole. Now, why would we use carbimazole? Because we know that carbimazole is relatively a prodrug, and that 5 milligrams approximately of carbimazole will be converted to around 3.5 milligrams methimazole. So if you want definitely a lower concentration of methimazole in the patient's circulation, then using carbimazole might be another alternative in order for you to lower the risk of adverse reactions to methimazole.
And going back, Doc, dun sa statement mo that we could give the lowest dose of tolerable dose of methimazole, pwede din ba nating sabayan, Doc, halimbawa ng antihistamine or steroids or while we are increasing the dose? Diba? Some recommendations would state that while we are increasing the dose, we can give alongside with it mga antihistamine to prevent na magkaroon ng allergic reaction. Diba, Doc?
Right. Kasi ang tanong muna dyan na dapat natin siguro masagot ngayon, ano ba yung most common allergic reactions that rashes, no? Sometimes, kung rashes lang at hindi naman ganon ka bothersome sa
Severe,
pasyente, minsan nga hindi mo na kailangan bigyan. But then, if it's really bothersome, I agree with you, giving them antihistamines might be a good option in order for them to be more comfortable while you're giving them the lower doses of your anti-thyroid drugs. Pero in most cases, you don't even need to give kasi very tolerable naman yung mga adverse reactions ng patient. Ang pinaka nakakatakot lang na ayaw natin is of course the agranulocytosis part.
Yes.
But then, if you have a patient presenting to you with rashes and even pruritus, sometimes no treatment na systemic, pwede ngang local lang, kahit mga lotion lang to address the pruritus, pwede, di ba? Pero of course, there's that other adverse reaction that we're familiar with, yung ating mga cholestasis that can happen among our patients. And this is where, of course, sometimes, our hands are tied really, in that even low doses may not be given to the patient, and therefore, this is where we might give our lesser preferred anti-thyroid drugs like yung ating lithium, kung saan kailangan lang talaga babantayan natin for possible toxicity.
So, ang dami nating na-settle na issues, Doc, no? Pregnant patients, we can use naman. Babantayan lang talaga natin. We refer. And then, kung kayang discontinue the methimazole and then monitor. And then sa thyroid storm, yes, we can give, no? In fact, some studies would state na there's equal preference naman. And then, for patients with allergy, we can give the lowest tolerable dose and titrate up kasi dose-dependent naman yung ating adverse events with methimazole. So, we settled all the issues, Doc, no? About yung unavailability of PTU. May news ka ba, Doc, kung anytime soon magkakaroon ba tayo?
Nako, I wish I knew the answer to your question, but unfortunately, there are several factors that really come into play pagdating doon sa mga issues na ganyan ng supply issues. But we're hoping that the supply will be stable in the next few months para our patients who really need it
Yes, opo,
will
Doc.
be able to have that safe treatment na effective din naman.
National problem talaga siya, Doc. No?
Yes.
So, thank you, Doc. Now, alam na natin kung anong gagawin natin for these patients. So, maraming salamat po, Doc Nemi, no? Any last words po sa ating mga nakikinig sa ating podcast regarding the unavailability of PTU?
Yes. Siguro ang masasabi lang natin, although alam natin na may mga kondisyon kung saan mas gusto natin gamitin ng PTU over methimazole, there are also evidence to show that the use of methimazole is safe, it is effective, and if you don't have PTU, the best thing to do is to still give them the methimazole, perhaps give them the lowest, most effective, tolerable dose para at least while we are not worried about having the adverse events, we are still able to control the hyperthyroidism of our patients.
Alright, thank you, Doc Nemi. Sana sa mga susunod naming episodes, kasasamahan mo pa rin po kami. Marami pa po kaming naka-line up na interesting topics and issues na masasagot ng mga experts like Doc Nemi. So maraming salamat po, Doc Nemi. And to our listeners, maraming salamat din po. Until our next episode, this has been Thyroid Today, your reliable PCEDM Thyroid Advocacy Council podcast. Thank you.